In this country, Toyota four-wheel drive is practically a synonym for bulletproof. You want to cross the desert, tow the van, hand it down to your kid, you buy a Toyota, and you don't think twice. That's the reputation. Here's what that reputation is quietly covering up. Right now, most of Toyota's own four-wheel drive range is choked with complicated emissions gear that has already produced a lost court case, a stack of recalls, and repair bills that will make your eyes water. One of them burns nearly 2 litres of oil between services, and Toyota calls that normal. One of them makes you fill up your own exhaust fluid because the dealer flat out refuses to. And one of them just went on sale without a safety rating at all. But, and this is the important bit, there is still one Toyota four-wheel drive I would hand my own money over for tomorrow without a second thought. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly which one. And the 3 I would not touch with yours. I'm not here to bury Toyota. I've made a living keeping them on the road. I'm here to tell you which ones still earn the badge and which ones are trading on it. Give me the next 15 minutes before you sign for one. I'm Greg. I'm 53. No dealer pays me, no sponsor, no badge I'm loyal to. And today, I'm putting the most worshipped badge in the country up on the hoist. Toyota's own four-wheel drives, ranked by the bloke who has to fix them. Let's get into it. Quick one and I'll leave it. Everything I know about picking the right one, the right model, the right year, the engine to chase, and the one to run from is in my book, The Aussie Car Buyer's Bible, on my Gumroad. That's the only time I'll bring it up. Now let's get to the 3 I'd never touch, and I'm counting up to the worst of them. Number 3 on my never touch list, the diesel Hilux, Prado and Fortuner, built between about 2015 and 2020. And I know, that's the holy trinity of Aussie Toyota. But this is not my opinion. This is a court. Toyota sold around 264,000 of these with a diesel particulate filter that the Federal Court of Australia found made the vehicles not of acceptable quality. They blew white smoke, they lost power, they clogged. Toyota marketed them as bulletproof. A judge called that misleading. Toyota appealed, and the High Court knocked them back and sided with the owners. They are still paying it out as I speak. So if you are shopping used and someone waves a 2017 Hilux or Prado at you as the reliable one, that specific window is the one the court says was defective. And there is a way it bites even if the filter seems fine. When that diesel particulate filter keeps failing to burn off, it washes unburnt diesel down into the engine oil, and the telltale sign is your oil level actually rising on the dipstick between services. Most owners never look, so they never see it. And that fuel-thinned oil quietly wears the engine out from the inside. So if you are looking at one of these, pull the dipstick yourself before you buy. If the level is above full and it smells of diesel, walk away, no matter how clean the body is. The good news, and I will always give it to you, is that from 2020 on, Toyota sorted the filter, added a manual burn-off button, and the newer ones are fine. So the rule is simple. If it is a diesel Toyota from that 2015 to 2020 window, walk past it, or buy 2020 or newer. That's number 3. Number 2, I'd never touch, the current Toyota Fortuner. Now this one isn't a scandal, it's just bad value dressed up as a Toyota. The Fortuner is a Hilux with a wagon body on the back and the platform underneath it is old, it looks old, it feels old, and it drives old, especially parked next to the newer wagons it's supposed to compete with. And here's the part that genuinely surprised me. The latest one turned up in showrooms without a 5-star safety rating. Not 4 stars, no current rating at all. It arrived untested, with Toyota saying it'll change some of the safety gear on later builds and submit it for testing down the track. So think about what they're asking. Pay premium Toyota money today for a decade-old platform with no current safety star on the board. There are better, safer, more modern wagons for the same cash or less. I'm not telling you it'll fall apart. It's a Toyota. It'll run. I'm telling you it's the wrong buy, and the badge is the only thing carrying it. That's number 2. And the number 1 Toyota 4-wheel drive I would not touch right now. The brand new Prado 250. This is the one everyone has been queuing up for, so brace yourselves. It's a genuinely modern, handsome thing. And I want to be fair. It's not badly built. But it is riddled with the exact complexity that gets buyers burned. And it is asking $70,000 plus for the privilege of being the crash test dummy. 2 things. First, it is the first Toyota in this country to force you to use AdBlue. That is the diesel exhaust fluid that sprays into the exhaust to clean it up. Fine, lots of cars use it. But here's the kicker. Toyota's own dealers will not top it up for you as part of a service. You, the owner, have to buy it and fill it yourself between services. And if you ignore it, the car will eventually refuse to start on a $70,000 Toyota. Second, this thing launched with such a poor fuel range that Toyota had to bolt a second 30-litre sub-tank underneath just to claw the numbers back and then publicly defend the whole thing. And underneath all the newness, the engine is the same 2.8 diesel family we have been talking about all along. New, premium, and full of brand new systems nobody has run to 300,000 kilometres yet. For that money, I would let someone else find the problems first. Now I can hear half of you already. Greg, have you lost it? There is a 2-year waiting list for these. Every reviewer loves it. My brother-in-law reckons it is the best thing he has ever driven. And I hear you. It probably is lovely to drive off the lot. But you have to understand what a waiting list actually measures. It measures demand, it measures hype, it measures how good the marketing is. It does not measure how the thing holds up at 180,000 kilometres in 8 years' time, because not one of them has got there yet. Every single Prado 250 on the road today is a young car. The reviewers drove it for a week. I am telling you what I expect to see roll into my workshop in 5 years. And history says the first model year of anything stuffed with new technology is the one that teaches the manufacturer what it got wrong at your expense. Let the early adopters pay that tuition. That's my number 1 avoid. Now, before I give you the one that's actually worth it, I owe you a fair warning on the Big Daddy, the $100,000 LandCruiser 300. Because a lot of people assume 6 figures buys you flawless, and it doesn't. The 300's 3.3 V6 has a documented appetite for oil. Owners and the trade are seeing them drink close to 1.7 litres between services as normal. There's a 7th injector, the one that helps clean the filter, that a senior tech reckons fails on basically every 300 at around the 20,000 mark. There's been a transmission recall on 11,000 of them over a fault that can let the gearbox over rev, and a fire risk recall on top. It's still a supremely capable tourer, but if you're about to spend 100 grand assuming it can't go wrong, now you know it can. And what to check. Right. Enough of what to avoid. Here's the one Toyota 4-wheel drive I would genuinely buy with my own money. And it's the oldest school one on the lot. The 70 series LandCruiser. Here's why. And it is the whole thread of this video. Everything I have just warned you about, the court case, the AdBlue, the injectors, the oil, the complexity, all of it comes from bolting more and more clever emissions gear onto engines to chase regulations. The 70 series is the one Toyota that stayed simple. It is overbuilt, it is mechanically honest, it is the truck the miners run, the truck the cattle stations run, the one that goes to the dead centre of the country and comes back and does it again next week. It is the last Toyota 4-wheel drive that still genuinely is what the badge promises. Buy one, look after it, and it will outlive the loan, the mortgage, and probably you. And I already know the objection, because I have heard it 100 times. But Greg, it is slow, it is agricultural, it rides like a farm truck, and it costs nearly as much as the fancy ones. All true, every word. And every one of those is the reason it lasts. It is slow because the engine is not stressed to breaking point chasing a power figure. It rides firm because the suspension is built to carry weight through a paddock, not to pamper you on the way to a cafe. It is simple because simple is what survives 200 kilometres from the nearest town. You are not paying for luxury with a 70 series, you are paying for the one thing money cannot usually buy in a modern car. The near certainty that it will still be going when everything on my avoid list is long scrapped. That is not a compromise. For the right buyer, that is the entire point. If you want soft and quick and clever, there are 50 SUVs that will do it. If you want the one that gets you home, every time, for 30 years, there is really only this. But because I promised I would always give you the catch, 2 of them. There was a fire risk recall on the DPF fitted 70 series vehicles built between 2016 and 2018. Around 23,000 of them, where a hot filter doing its burn off could ignite dry grass caught underneath. The fix is a heat shield and a manual regeneration button done free of charge. So on a used one, make sure that recall has been done. And the brand new V6 automatic version from 2024 simply has not been out long enough to have the track record of the old 4.5 V8. So if you want the proven icon, you buy the V8, you get that recall sorted, and you drive it forever. And if 70 or 80 grand for a new one is out of reach, here's the value gem, and long-time viewers will remember it. A used pre-filter Prado 150, the 3 litre from around 2009, before all this diesel particulate filter business existed. Genuine cruiser DNA for a third of the money and none of the emissions drama. That's the smart buy hiding in plain sight. One honest aside before I let you go, because being straight cuts both ways. If you're buying a Toyota 4-wheel drive for the school run and the shopping, and you're honest that you never actually leave the bitumen, then don't buy any of these. Buy a RAV4 hybrid. It's the most reliable thing Toyota makes. It sips fuel, and you'll save yourself a fortune not paying for 4-wheel drive hardware you're never going to use. It's not a real off-roader, and I won't pretend it is. But most people buying a big Toyota don't need one. And a good mechanic tells you that instead of selling you up. So there's your ranking. Avoid the DPF diesels from 2015 to 2020, the aging Fortuner, and the premium priced Prado 250. Think twice before you assume the $100,000 300 is flawless. And the one I'd actually buy, the simple, old school 70 series, or a pre-filter Prado if you want cruiser toughness for a third of the price. And here's the thread under all of it. Every Toyota on my avoid list got there the same way. Complexity bolted on to chase an emissions number, braking in ways the simple old ones never did. The badge was never the magic. The simplicity was. Toyota built its whole reputation on tough, uncomplicated engines. And the ones still worth your money are the ones that stayed that way. I'm Greg. Buy the simple Toyota, not the complicated one. And if a mechanic ranking the sacred cow honestly, badge be damned, is worth something to you, you know what to do with that subscribe button. Look after yourselves.